I swear there's a ghost in my house that every time I start filming, he's just like, yeah, time for the air to come on. Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video. It is going to be my 6th update in my rolling Project 10 pan, meaning that we are halfway through the year officially and halfway through this project. I should have referenced my spreadsheet right before this to let me know how many goals I have hit so far this year, but I don't believe we are yet to 12 goals, which would be like half of 24, which I would love to hit 24 goals in my rolling Project 10 pan for 2024. But all of the information will be in the description box. Right at the top, I have like goals met for the year and the products linked. I do have one additional empty to share in today's video, so we'll be rolling that product out and replacing it with something else. And then I do have a really sad casualty to share, a product that is no longer with us that we will also be replacing. So if you're interested in my update, stay tuned. First, if you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel and you like project painting content, palette themed content, or just chit-chatting about makeup and hanging out. I would love if you'd consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's jump into the video. All right, welcome you guys. We are gonna start, maybe we'll start by sharing this devastating news of this casualty. My Natasha Denona Glow, which I believe was with me since maybe 2018, 2019, had a really large pan in it, fell and shattered literally all over my floor. And my floor is never that clean. So if I were to like repress the powder, like pick it up from the floor and like put it back in here, there likely would have been like dry, crusty spaghetti noodles that like inevitably would have gotten repressed into the pan. And I just, you know, that was a risk I really wasn't willing to take. So you guys will have to let me know. I want your feedback. I would say this product was maybe like half gone. As of right now, I don't plan to count it in my year-end empties, but I kind of want to. Let me know what your thoughts are. I mean, I know like I probably will set this aside and share it in a year-end empty, but just like with the caveat that like I didn't fully finish it. How sad. This was like my most used full-size highlighter. And now the thought of like even getting close to finishing a full-size highlight, like we're so far from that. But I will replace this with a different highlight at the end of this video. And then we can kind of start with some of the products that have been in since the introduction. So up first, I have my ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Ritz. Last update, I did repress this, and I think I only reached this like 2 or 3 times this month. I will say, even though I posted almost every single day, but not in June, I was much more focused on just like, well, first of all, I finalized my divorce in June, so like there was a lot happening in June. But also I've just been like prioritizing making sure, especially like when me and my daughter are together, we're spending like every moment possible outside that we can. So I'm honestly proud of myself for sometimes like letting go of like this standard I hold myself to of like always having to, we're getting really deep for a rolling Project 10 pan. I should talk about this in like a get ready with me, but I'm proud of myself for kind of just like letting go. Like sometimes I like will sit there and like hyper fixate on the fact that like I told myself and you guys that I was going to post every single day in June, and then I wasn't successful. But you know what? I got so much sun. I actually have like real color to my skin rather than just being like a fake tan. And I'm proud of myself for that. So all that to say, I feel like I wasn't the most successful in using like a large majority of my makeup collection, and I don't think we're gonna see a lot of change with my ColourPop Ritz. I am still hoping that I can finish this by the end of the year, but ColourPop Super Shock Shadows really do take effort to actually complete and finish, so we'll see about that. This lipstick has also been in since the introduction. This is my Kosas lipstick, a very old one. This is in the shade Vegas. This is how much I have left. I did reach for this a couple of times this past month. It definitely does, like this is getting thrown no matter where we're at the end of the year, and I don't think I'm going to finish this unless I were to start using this every single day as like a cream blush. I do love this lipstick. Like I love the shade. Right now I have so many lip products on, I don't know that it's fully gonna come through, but it's just a really beautiful like nude shade. It's so pretty, but it is really getting old and starting to have that Play-Doh scent to it. So I would really like to get a little bit more use than I have been getting on this product. And I'll be really curious to see what the line markings show and if there's any progress at all. All right, I believe the last product that has been in since the introduction is my Rowan 75 degrees quad. I'm a little bit disappointed in my progress on this sucker so far this year. So I didn't want to commit to a full like pan that palette, but I did want to include this in my Rolling Project 10 pan. I figured a quad of shades. They're all cream shadows, so better that I get use out of these cream shadows because those would likely go bad more quickly. And I just kind of wanted to track my progress with this palette. Now, as of the last update, I did have a pan in this shade right here, and I was kind of hoping through the last month I would get a pan. I'm like, do I have a pan and it's just dirty? I don't think I do. I was hoping that this update I would have a pan to share in this shadow right here. Currently I don't, but I have a feeling by next update I for sure will have a pan in this shade. I'm also so close to pan in this shade right here, like we really should just make that happen. Really, this one is the farthest away from pan, and I just kind of wanted to see how much of this palette I could use up in a year. I did reach for this palette this quad, 6 total times this past month. Before last month, I had reached for this a total of 20 times. So I'm currently at 26 uses, or 26 times that I've reached into this quad, which I'm really disappointed by. I was hoping to get like 10 uses this past month. Fingers crossed, maybe we can make 10 uses happen in July. But to kind of go shade for shade, this first shade right here, the one with the pan, I have reached for an additional 4 times this past month, putting me at 16 total uses. The shade that I almost have a pan on, I reached for an additional 5 times this past month, putting me at a total of also 16 uses in this project. And then I reached for this shade right here 1 time, putting me at 9 total uses this year. And I didn't reach for this shade at all this past month. So I'm only at 4 total uses on this shade this year, which is crazy because this was my most used shade going into this year. Like, this used to be my absolute favorite shade in this palette. And now I'll say I think this shade right here is probably my favorite, but I really do love them all. You guys know I talk about the Rowan quads and how much I love them all the time. After this year, like depending on where we are at with this quad, I'm uncertain as to whether or not I would like officially declutter it. I guess it depends on how the shadows are feeling, but I would be interested to potentially roll in my like Rowan 1111 into my 2025 Rolling Project 10 pan or my Mood Forever. And I'm still interested in potentially picking up some of the other Rowan quads, like the 52, is there like a 52 degrees one that's more cool toned and blue? Like, I feel like that's my vibe now. And then there's a gold one as well. And I wouldn't be mad if they release more, but that is where we sit with this one. Not super exciting progress there. Next up, I have my Becca X Chrissy Teigen Glow Gloss that has been going for a while. I got a new computer, so I don't have my computer sitting right in front of me now. I was able to move my desktop into somewhere else because that's like not the desktop that I use every day to edit. And so I have so much more space now, but I don't have a computer sitting right in front of me to let me know how long exactly this gloss has been in the project. But this is one of my oldest glosses in my collection, and I told myself that I really do want to finish this one this year before it goes bad. I think it's a really beautiful gloss. And in fact, I had this gloss on before I put that Kosas gloss or Kosas lipstick on over top. But I feel like I made really good progress this past month. I know it doesn't look like the progress, like it looks like it's still a full gloss, but I really did let this settle and then kind of like swished around to see where the windowing is. And the majority of the product is settled right where this line is right here. Yes, there's still some gloss coating the walls, which we will work on getting to. Should I add like a little bit more of this too? Just to like have a million things on my lips. Really, really beautiful gloss. Love this as a nude gloss, especially for this time of year. It's a really easy gloss to use as well. It doesn't feel like distracting or sticky. And I have confidence I'll finish this before the end of the year, but this is also like the gloss that just keeps on going. I almost said keeps on glowing because it is the glow gloss. It's like the never ending gloss. Like, I feel like I use this so much and like I don't make that much progress, although I will say I'm proud of the progress that I made thus far. So still working away on that one. My Rose Ink Concealer has been in for also a couple of months, but this is the first month that I've been able to make a new line marking. So when I rolled this into the project, we were up here, and now we are right about here when I kind of swish the product around and look for, again, kind of that windowing. This is definitely a little bit too deep for me, so I've mostly used this mixing it with my Natasha Denona concealer, which is too light for me. I keep saying I want to get around to using this as a foundation as well, which I haven't done. Although I will say I mixed this with a foundation combination, but I only mixed a couple of like dots of this into that combination. I would like to try using this as like mostly a foundation on my face mixed with maybe like the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. So maybe that should be my goal for July, is to use it a couple of times as an all over face foundation, because I feel like I could get a ton of use out of it that way. But nevertheless, I am really excited that we do have some progress to share, some line marking movement, and again, goal with this one is to empty it before the end of the year. All right, next up I have my Merit blush stick, which I did roll in last update to replace my Charlotte Tilbury Pinkgasm blush wand. I didn't finish that blush wand. I'm not decluttering it, but I just was kind of, I had put this in my list of things that I wanted to pan this year, and then I didn't put it on project, so I wanted to focus on this rather than the Charlotte Tilbury, just to kind of see, once this product is flush with the packaging, like how deep within this packaging does the blush go? Does it go deep into the package? Who knows? Hopefully we'll find out. I feel like I have used this some, but I still feel like we have a long ways to go until we're even flush with the packaging. It is a really, really beautiful, very like light, neutral, natural blush that really kind of like, honestly, you can really, really, really sheer out, or you can build it up. So this has been perfect for me on days that I am like, days that I have to be at work really early. I typically just go in with my Tula primer that is a bit tinted. I do brows mascara, and then I usually do, like right now, my Milk bronzer stick is rolled in as my cream bronzer. So I'll toss a little bit of that on, and then this is perfect for my blush for those days because it's nothing too pigmented, but it adds just the slightest blush to the cheeks, and I really love it for that. But it's also not a blush that I'm reaching for on an everyday basis. So I'll be really curious to see what progress we can make on this blush this year. I would love if I could finish it. I don't know if that's possible, but we're gonna see what happens. All right, this primer I also rolled last update, and I have had little to no success with this. I think I only reached for this 2 times. I keep meaning to use this as like an all over body glow and kind of forgetting, but it's my Nava Radiant Plumping Serum Primer. I don't like this as a face primer. It is quite sticky in a really distracting kind of way, and not really in a way that it's like a gripping primer. It's just like sticky and distracting and just doesn't feel great on the skin. It does offer a really beautiful glow though, and that's why I didn't want to declutter it completely, because I do feel like I can get use out of it as a body glow. I actually do plan, after filming this and possibly 1 or 2 other videos, to just go lounge by my pool and read for a little bit. So I think I might pop this on the skin for that. Maybe I'm gonna go on a hot girl walk later, but like, you know, the barking dogs have been missing me. I haven't done a lot of walks lately. But yeah, I can't even make a new line marking on this because I used it twice. And then finally, the last product before my rollout is another product that I rolled in last update. This is my NARS Laguna Sun-Kissed Bronzing Cream. And I rolled this in. This is the only product I have a goal of not necessarily finishing, but I would love to hit a pan on this. And I think I reached for this 3 total times. I actually used this under painting today, so like I put this on before I went in with my foundation, and then I did go in with the Dior powder bronzer as well. But I just kind of want to see if I can possibly hit a pan in this product before the end of the year. This I accidentally dropped on the ground as well, and like it shifted a little bit, so I can tell like the product is thick in here. Like it's gonna take effort to hit pan on this. And I'm also working on my Chanel cream bronzer, but I would love to have another like cream product with a pan to share at the end of the year when I update you on all of the pans in my makeup collection. I feel like I haven't added that many pans to my makeup collection this year, so would love to make that happen. And this is a more pigmented cream bronzer, so this time of year, spring, summer, is like definitely the best time for me to get the most use out of it when I, like I do this year, have an actual like sun-kissed glow from the sun, or when I'm self-tanning more. So still working on that, not exciting progress to share there. And then the one exciting update I have, which will be a product that's rolling out, is my Makeup Forever HD Skin little deluxe sample size of this foundation. Now it does look like there's still some foundation settled at the end, but I have like squirted out all that will squirt out. I've like tried to remove the cap, but I literally can't get it to remove, and I don't really love this foundation, so I put forth the effort that I'm gonna put forth. I've emptied this out as much as I currently can possibly empty it out, And this is going to be a foundation empty, which will count. The day that I'm filming this is July 29th, or sorry, not July 29th, June 29th. And I am planning to film or to prep my makeup inventory either later today or tomorrow. So this is not going to count as a foundation in that, which is super, super exciting, and will go towards my year-end makeup empties. And I will have a different foundation that I will be rolling in to replace this. So we can get into my 2 roll-ins. So to replace that foundation, I'm gonna be rolling in my Fenty Beauty Eavesdrop Blur Smooth Tint Stick. Okay, one thing I can tell about this product is, okay, so this is it all the way rolled up. We do not have a lot of product with it like rolled up like this. And I will say, I do feel like typically with stick foundations, as well as this stick foundation is no exception, I feel like it goes really quickly. Like I feel like I have used this up pretty quickly, but I'm also seeing there's like a good amount of this like within the component. Now I don't know how easy or how hard it's going to be to use once it is flush with the packaging, and I'm actually like, I suppose I could stick my finger in and just use it that way, but I am going to really make an effort to try and use as much of this stick foundation as possible. I would love to have this as an empty within the next couple of months, so that potentially I could focus on 1 or 2 more foundations to empty out before the end of the year. But I feel like this is one of the foundations that I'm most close to finishing. I actually purchased this last December, so it would be nice to actually like use this foundation up by this coming December. It does have a 12-month shelf life, and obviously I want to have as many empties as possible. My makeup rehab, I am likely filming tomorrow, but I have had like the worst month of empties I think I've ever had. So I'm feeling a little bit discouraged about makeup empties, and I'm like, what can I finish up? So hoping that I can finish this in just a couple of months. This is another really easy one. If I am trying to get to work really quickly or I don't have a lot of time in the morning to get ready, this is an easy one for me to reach for. So that will be something that I'm rolling in. And then to replace my Natasha Denona Glow Highlight, I'm not going to be replacing with a powder highlight because that just feels a little bit discouraging and like I won't hit my goals. So instead I'm going to roll in my Rose Ink Cream Highlight and see if there's a chance I could finish this up this year. And that would be really exciting because I found with Rose Ink products, they do tend to dry out more quickly than some of my other products. I did hit pan on this highlight this year, and just how fun would that be if I could actually empty this out this year. It is a really beautiful pink highlight. If I didn't say, this is in the shade Opalescent. This kind of like iridescent pink highlight, and I love a pink highlight. That is my preference when it comes to highlight, is a pink highlighter. And this is beautiful. This would be beautiful if I was, again, just going in with that Tula primer just to add like a bit of a skin light glow. I like to use this underneath foundation when I'm doing underpainting and on top of foundation. So I really can get quite a bit of use out of this, and I would just love to see if I could potentially empty this highlight by the end of the year. It would be exciting to have a highlight empty because Lord knows I have way too many highlights. But that is going to wrap it up for today's Rolling Project 10 pan. Not the most exciting update. I'm feeling, I don't want to say a little bit discouraged, but I just don't feel like I used my makeup collection much in June, even though I do feel like I did my makeup most days. I don't know, it's a weird feeling, but I am also getting ready to film my whole collection project pan update in the next few days, and I don't feel like I had a very successful month there either. So hoping that we can get through a little bit more in July. I feel like my biggest goal for July would be to try and use this 10 times in whatever capacity, but I would love to use this 10 times. I would love to get a little bit more use than I typically do out of my Kosas lipstick, and then I would like to have another good month with my Becca Glow Gloss, just because I really do like this for like a nude summer gloss. And I want to actually get use out of this as a body glow because I got 2 more months to do so, and if I don't use, then I will never finish this up. So we need to make effort on that, or make progress on this. Oh, and I mean everything. But okay, I'm just gonna wrap it up because I'm rambling at this point. Anyway, you guys, that is going to wrap it up for today's Rolling Project 10 pan. Thank you so much for sticking around to watch and for supporting me as you guys always do. I'd love to know in the comments below if you've recently hit a pan on anything, emptied anything out. As always, I'd love to hear how your guys' project pans are going as well. So let a girl know, and other than that, I will catch you in my next video. Bye.